Hey everyone, That Guy Joe here, and today I wanted to go over some ratcheting wrenches. I have three different brands: Tekton, GM Performance Parts, and Gearwrench. The three of these are similar in a lot of ways, with just a few minor differences, but they could be the deciding factor on which brand you prefer to buy. Now, I started out with the GM Performance Parts set, GM4759. It's a metric 7-piece set, and it has an 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 18 millimeter. And I keep it in this Tekton, or actually made by Ernst, 9-piece keeper. Now obviously there's a couple gaps in the sizing there. So shortly after getting the GM Performance Parts set, I picked up this Gearwrench 17 millimeter. And then more recently, I've gotten this Tekton 19 millimeter. This is the only one I haven't used. The rest of these I've used quite a bit. Now all three of these are made in Taiwan. They have a lifetime warranty, and they use a 72 tooth flex head that's non-locking and non-selectable. So if you want to change directions on these, you have to flip them over. That's the way I prefer them. I don't know if Tekton offers a locking flex head in this style, and I don't know if Power Torque or GM Performance Parts does, but I know Gearwrench offers a locking flex head. Alright, now to start with, on the Gearwrench, if you notice, the engraving or embossing on the tool is upside down compared to the other three. So if it's sitting in your keeper, the size indicator and everything else is going to be upside down. That may not be an issue to some people. It may be a major issue to others. It bothers me a little bit, but not enough to get rid of it. The size indicator on these is listed in two places on either end of the handle on both sides. And then it has a directional arrow towards the box end of the wrench, again on both sides. The GM Performance Parts again has size indicator on both ends, on both sides. And what I like better is the directional arrows right here next to the box. Now with the Tekton, it has the size indicator on one side of either side of the handle. And it has no directional indicator on here for which way this is supposed to spin. And the other issue I have is with the mouths facing down, the GM Performance and the Gearwrench both rotate in the same direction. Both of these would loosen in that situation. The Tekton is opposite. Now that's a pretty simple fix. You can just take the head off and flip it around. This uses a Torx bit. It's a T20, I believe, on the 19 millimeter. And it's just got a little spring in here you got to watch out for when you flip this thing around. Alright, now this will spin the same direction as the others. Now the flex head is tightest on the Gearwrench, and I've done nothing to this to adjust the tension on it. That's the way it's been the whole time I've had it, which is good for a non-locking flex head because you don't want it flopping all over the place. Now I've got this thing as tight as it'll go, and and it's not going to get any tighter on there. It's loosest on the Tekton. The GM Performance isn't much tighter, and the Gearwrench, you have to want to move that thing. It's not going to unintentionally flop around on you. My biggest gripe with any of these is that the Tekton has no directional indicator on it. So I will probably end up acid etching or doing something to get a directional indicator on there. Just a real quick rundown on the differences on these three brands. I hope that helps somebody. See you guys in the next video.